Hello and welcome back to another week of ALR racing. This is Tier 5 in the GT7 Championship, Round 5. And this week we are at Sainte, which is an incredibly long track in France. So this is the first race of the second half of the season, and let's go through the grid. So we've got Black Widow getting her second pole position in a row after getting a double win at Nordschleife last week, and Berserk is just behind her. Berserk is second in the championship, 9 points off the lead of Gin Tonics, who's in fourth place there, with Little Sheepy, the third place driver, 11 points behind the championship leader Jin as well. So they both got an opportunity to close the gap a little bit here. T Smithy is fourth place in the championship. He's 26 points off the lead, and Black Widow is in fifth place. So the top five in the championship are the top five on the grid today. We have SD, the reserve, in sixth place, Reese in seventh, D-Dubs eighth, Stuart ninth, Millsy 10th, JP got 11th, Quackhouse 12th, Supercracker makes his debut in 13th, Davies 14th, Marvel in 15th, and Danger is starting in last. So we've got 60 drivers on the grid today, and let's get going. It looks like the weather is a little bit cloudy, but it can't rain here, but that might impact a bit of grip level. Quite a strong wind as well, 5 meters a second. So great start for Black Widow. Looks like Sheepy is challenging Berserk, and on the run down into turn one, looks like Sheepy in the Jag has got a better run of it, but he goes a little bit wide on exit, which is going to allow Berserk to cut back on the inside as we approach turns 2 and 3, which is a really hard braking left-hander. We've got a driver further back with a 1.5 second penalty as well, and another driver spinning in the back, but it looks like Black Widow has a commanding lead. Berserk's fended off the challenge from Little Sheepy there a little bit, and Jin in P4 just maintaining position. Smithy is the driver with a 1.5 second penalty, and Stuart's had a really good start. He's up into P6. So I'd expect all these drivers to be on the soft tyres. The last lap of the race will be really difficult for anyone who started on the soft, because they'll be pretty much completely dead. So it looks like Berserk's not be able to keep up with Black Widow at the moment. Marvel's had a fantastic start as well, starting almost last, him and Danger, and they're both 7th and 8th at the moment. Sheepy getting caught a little bit by championship leader Jin as we go on to really nice long straight here, which is a great overtaking spot, probably the best overtaking spot on the track. Doesn't look like there's going to be any overtaking done just yet. What about a little bit further back? Nope, everyone's quite line astern at the moment. JP in 12th, looks like he's having a little bit of a late move on Quackhouse and gets the move done there. Quackhouse might be under pressure from Supercracker now. No, he manages to keep his position. And SD must have had a nightmare at the start, and Reese as well, as they are now at the back. Same with D-Dubs. But back at the front, looks like Berserk's managed to close the gap a little bit on Black Widow there. And there may be a little bit of jostling just behind. Jin trying to do a bit of a late move. There was a lot of unevenness on the braking on Sheepy's part, and Jin has the inside for this incredibly long, multiple cornered right-hander here. One big, long, swooping right-hander, I should say. It looks like Sheepy managed to get that position back. Smithy's in the hunt as well, but he's about to lose all of his time at the penalty zone, which is just here. Will he get caught by Smithy before this final turn? Yep, Stuart moves up into P5 as a result. As we approach the end of lap 1. Should be 5 laps in this 15-minute race. Bit of a strange angle there. So Berserk, let's join this battle, because Berserk has caught right up to Black Widow here. And all of the lead Black Widow had, she must have made a little mistake because Berserk is caught right up to her. But she seems to be much quicker in this part of the track. There's not much challenging going on right now. It's going on a little bit further down. Looks like Smithy managed to get back past Stewart. Stewart's lost a bit of time to him as well, so he must have made a bit of a mistake somewhere. Not much challenging for position at the front of the field, definitely. Let's see what's going on a little bit further back. David having a much better sprint race so far. He's in 7th. As Denja's going to be having to try to hold off Millsy as we go onto this straight. Looks like one of the Marlboro liveried Astons is in the mix as well, a little bit further back. Millsy can't do anything just yet. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah, Quackhouse still very much in the hunt. Was overtaken by JP this time on the previous lap, but it has stayed really close to this pack of cars that are all battling each other. Looks like Super Cracker didn't have a great exit and he might get overtaken around the outside by Dr. Essie in his M6. Really good car for this track is the M6. So after a bit of a unfortunate start for SD, he should, in my opinion, be able to pick off some of these other drivers that are just in front of him. But what's going on at the front? Yeah, Black Widow has extended her lead a little bit on Berserk now. It's maybe a second or two in it. And then it's pretty much the same distance further back as Sheepy and Jin. It's all spread out quite nicely between these drivers. And then Stewart's fallen quite a bit off the back, and David and Denja are both going to have quite big penalties, which is going to benefit Millsy a lot here. He should get past both of those pretty easily. What about David? Is he going to be able to do the same? Not David. Marvel's a little bit too far back to take advantage of that. So they both lost just a single place, but it looks like Denja could trouble Davi on the run down to turn 1 for our 3rd lap. There's definitely 2 different races going on here. If you look at the little mini map, you've got the top probably 6 and then a huge gap to Millsy here and the chasing pack behind him. David seems to definitely have the pace over Millsy around this part of the track. But you just can't get past. There's not too many great overtaking spots unless the driver in front makes a mini error, and then it does really open the door. As Denja's really close behind as well now. Oh no, mistake for David. That's going to allow probably, oh, and he's a bit sideways and he's off the track again. Yeah, unfortunately that's the end of David's attempt at getting points in the sprint race. Let's rejoin the front of the grid then. Black Widow. Maybe 2 or 3 seconds ahead of Berserk now. Little Sheepy still holding off Jin pretty well here as well. They all seem to be very similarly paced. And T-Smithy. He would be a lot closer if he hadn't got that 1.5 second penalty as well, so he's definitely got the pace to challenge the front runners, but something needs to happen at the front, as we've got what happened here. Looks like these two have been battling. Let's just rewind for 10 seconds and see. Side by side into the fast chicane, a little bit wobbly for both of them. Probably didn't give each other enough room, but they both got away with it. but Dr. Estes all the way up into 9th now. Let's follow him. He's probably going to make quick work of Millsy. This is another good overtaking spot across the bridge. But you really need the inside line for the next corner to be able to pull something decent off. Which is what SD's trying to do, but he was a bit more cautious on the brakes. But he could get a better exit than Millsy. Oh, he ghosts just in time. Millsy's all over the show, but he is quite a bit ahead of JP. So he's going to keep P9 for now. And that's another quite straightforward position for Dr. SD. And now he will be trying to chase down Danger. But Danger has some good pace in him as well. So these guys could potentially run clear from Millsy down and finish quite comfortably. Anyone any closer? This is a terrible camera angle. Yes, Gin Tonics is finally inching closer towards Sheepy as we enter our penultimate lap of the race. Right, couple more corners, and then if Jin can close the gap by maybe another half a second, he'll have a real run on Sheepy. Down the longs, back straight. Both have very similar tyre wear as well. No, he's not going to be able to do anything just yet. What about Berserk? Berserk's all on his own, and Black Widow, who's also got the fastest lap, is just in a league of her own at the moment in this race. It would be, if she finishes in P1, third win in a row, actually fourth really, if you look at Atlanta, where she got a minute penalty for serving, for not using two different types of tyre compounds. But I fully believe, based on the form, that she would have quite comfortably won that one, even if she did two different tyre compounds. See what's going on a bit further back. There's usually a bit more. So Stewart has caught right up to Smithy there. Smithy's dropped quite a bit back off the back of the top four, who was lapping pretty similar to. But Esty hasn't made much headway in, but he's still holding off Danger quite comfortably. Then we got Millsy and Supercracker. Looks like he's going to get a point on his debut if he can hold off Davi. Interesting choice of sponsor, Tide. I wonder how if he enjoys eating Tide Pods. Alright, let's stick with Stewart for now. So we're about to enter our final lap of the race here. Stewart's looked after his tyres pretty well, much better than Smithy, so he could use that to his advantage on this final lap to really close the gap and get a top 5 finish. No, he's fallen back a little bit now though. What about Jin? Is he any closer to Sheepy? Not too far away, but he's only got a couple of corners before he reaches his final really good chance of getting an overtake done. But he really needs to rely on Sheepy having a bit more of a mistake here, which doesn't look likely. So this is going to harm Jin's cushion, because Berserker's only 9 points back, Sheepy's only 11. So all three above him are going to take a decent chunk out of him. Yeah, it's not going to work, is it? Smithy, how's he doing? No, he's comfortably ahead as well. Dr. SD, is Denture still closing down on him? No, there's a bit of a gap now as well. And then I guess this is the closest battle, the battle for the final point. Super Crack goes a little bit wide. Tyre's nearly dead, but still managing to hang on in there. As David will be, well, he's got even worse tyres. That AMG is not good on tyre efficiency for sure. Well, he manages to hit his apex pretty decently, as David goes a bit wide on the exit to lose a bit more time. So let's join back at the front, because we've got Black Widow about to break for the final corner of the sprint race, round 5 at Sainte. Win number 3 on the way for Black Widow. Amazing job once again, and probably bringing herself into championship contention. Mr. Berserk, another really strong result for him, will get P2. Little Sheepy is back on the podium, holding off Gin Tonics pretty well there. Gin Tonics will be a little bit disappointed there with P4, I reckon. And then a little bit further back, we've got Smithy just ahead of Stewart. And then Dr. SD, pretty decent result for him, getting P7. Kind of a lonely race for him after he made his way back through the field. Yep, Danger P8. Millsy 9th, and Super Cracker did manage to stay ahead of David, who got a second penalty, so I wonder if that'll keep him. Yeah, it does keep him ahead of Quackhouse. JP will be really disappointed to get 13th here. 14th for Reese after qualifying in the top 10. Marvel made his way into the top 10 and then dropped all the way back out of it, and then D-Dubs had an absolute nightmare and will at least have pole position for race 2. So pretty straightforward race really, especially for the top 4. There wasn't much going on, unfortunately, but the feature race is a reverse grid, so it's no doubt going to have far more action than this, so tune in for that. Cheers.